We've all heard horror stories about lobbyists in the dairy, sugar, and cigarette industries doctoring studies to make themselves look better. But did you know that the passive index fund industry does this too? Here's how they do it and what they don't want you to know. Most headlines saying things like 90% of all active managers underperform their passive benchmarks are quoting the SPIVA scorecard, which has three major biases. First, they don't always use funds' actual benchmarks. How can you say a fund isn't beating its benchmark when you're not comparing it to its benchmark? Second, they often don't use a fund's lowest cost share class. Most mutual funds have many different share classes with different fees, and those additional fees usually do not go to the mutual fund company. They might go to the financial advisor as payment for their advice, for example, but this study essentially takes fees for other things besides managing your investment and subtracts them from the active manager's results. And third, they only look at US stock funds, where the success rate of active managers is usually lowest. So why bias their results in favor of passive index funds? Well, this study is produced by S&P Dow Jones, which makes their money by licensing out their indexes to passive managers. The more people who buy index funds, the more money they make. Trusting a study on the active-passive debate from S&P Dow Jones is a lot like trusting a study about the health benefits of milk that came from the dairy industry. You should question the findings. The main thing that index fund lobbyists don't want you to know is that if you remove all their bias, the active-passive playing field is a lot more even than they've led you to believe. Since they usually exclude international funds, I ran the numbers as an example. Over the past 10 years, 60% of active international stock funds beat their benchmark after fees on their lowest cost share class, while only 27% of passive funds came out ahead.